Two of the top wrestlers in Division III don't have to look far for their toughest competition or their biggest inspiration. In marathon, the Underwood brothers are ranked #1 at their respective weight classes, and they're doing it with the family at the center of everything. For the Underwood family, wrestling isn't seasonal, it's year-round.
Between wrestling at Christmases and it ends up being in a fight, or wrestling at home and 99% of the time it ends up in a fight. But, we do a lot of other things together other than wrestling too, like we hunt together.
Senior Blake Underwood, the top-ranked 120-pounder in D3, has been a staple at the state wrestling tournament. Third as a freshman, second as a sophomore, state champion as a junior. Now in his final go, he's 46-0, hoping to walk off the mat as a back-to-back champ. His younger brother Taylor, right beside him. The sophomore, 31-0 at 113, also now #1 after a third-place finish as a freshman. But this story started long before the rankings.
Honestly, I feel like it's been ever since probably middle school, just kind of the upbringing. It's kind of been instilled in both of us from our dad. Seeds are for the birds, It doesn't really matter what you're seeded, what you're ranked. I'll wrestle anybody anytime. Blake
enters the postseason 196-3 all-time, but it was those 3 losses at the Kohl Center that defined him.
Having somebody that's your sibling, it's really nice because you can help them, you know what I mean? Like you said, I went through the ups and the downs, there's been a lot of highs, but, losing at the state tournament 2 years in a row, that's not a very good feeling when you bust your butt all year. I'm trying to get him to be better than me and accomplish more things than I did, and starting with, hopefully winning a state title this year.
Their father and coach, Craig Underwood, knows exactly what the state stage demands. A 4-time state champion at Athens High School from 1992 to 1995, he's a part of one of the most exclusive clubs in Wisconsin wrestling history. Now, decades later, passing down that championship blueprint to Blake and Taylor.
Yeah, it'll be cool, especially going back-to-back at 113 and 120, and, with Dad, he'll be right there with us, and, he sees everything, the behind the scenes, all the extra workouts, the staying late at practice, getting up early, all the stuff during the summer. It's going to mean a lot to us, but I know it's going to mean a lot to him, too.
Obviously, winning state title it'll be cool, but winning it with my brother as a senior would be probably the best moment of my high school career.
For the Underwoods, championships certainly matter, but family, that's forever. In Marathon, I'm Keegan Hewitt.